What is taught is what is learned. Do we learn everything that is taught during language instruction? Reading does not mean studying. Studying does not mean learning. Learning does not mean understanding. And without understanding, knowledge cannot be acquired. Knowledge is not wisdom. And yet, without knowledge, wisdom cannot be achieved. Through attentional focus, the focused effort of an individual is to focus their attention through explicit thoughts and feelings in an effort to execute a task with superior performance. This is what we try to do in traditional teaching. What is taught is not always learned. What is learned is what is understood through the student's experience. No? What is understood is not necessarily what is taught. We do not teach others. However, we can help others in their journey to learning and discovering. No? Learning happens when an individual understands a concept and applies it to the real world. No? Here we have one theory, which is the Gibbs reflective theory, which simulates a little bit of the emotional filters that we go through when we are trying to acquire a second language. Also, we have Brookfield's critical lens, that it tells us our own perspective, the students, the community of practice, and their link to theory. How can we relate these concepts to second language acquisition? Through learning, we can do strict methodologies to monitor learning, the competency, how to gain the language, the understanding, and the practical applications. Inability to put knowledge into practice is equivalent to remaining in the dark. When does language teaching really help? Well, according to Krashen's, learning a language in the basic levels, and in lower intermediate, this is when teaching is essential. Again, for beginners and intermediate, is what Krashen describes in his input hypothesis. Learning versus acquisition. There are some causative variables, and it is upon the arguments of what is more important, acquisition or learning. The important thing is to keep it as an I+1, so we can scaffold and build more elaborate structures. So what kind of recommendations can we give? We can have focus mode activities, which are the deductive methods, the grammar exercises, learning vocabulary, keep the knowledge comprehensible, at a comprehensible input. That's really important. And we can use then the fuse mode activities that will allow critical thinking and practice with each other, So in summary, we have several people who engage into different methodologies regarding the contributions that we can do to long-term learning. One of them is explained in Krashen's input hypothesis, where we have a balance between learning and acquisition. We also have Brookfield, and we also have Gibbs that speak about the same subject. So conclusion, not everything that we teach is learned. We have not taught anyone until we begin to see the fruits of the learning of others. This is Lucia, and I'm reporting from Madrid, Spain. Thank you very much.